Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. It's our Black Friday sale. Recharge this season with a bundle of cozy, soothing comfort. Now only $17.99 for our C2 mattress and base, plus free premium delivery. Prices higher in Alaska and Hawaii. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
Good morning. It's 8 a.m. here on Monday, November 17th. Today in Baton Rouge, you can expect cloudy skies with a high of 80 in hour 2 of today's show. We'll continue to discuss LSU football, and we'll look back on the weekend that was in college football and the NFL. You can follow us on Twitter or Instagram at OTB_ESPN and watch us on YouTube at the 104.5 ESPN channel. Hour number 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studios, starts now.
All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane's studio.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2, OTB here live from the Raising Cane's studio. Again, it was LSU 23, Arkansas 22. LSU gets to 6-4 on the season, 3-4 in SEC play with a chance to have a 500 record if you're able to go on the road and pull off an upset against Oklahoma. We'll get there whenever that happens, but now we'll go back to some of the Arkansas film, and Matthew's ready to go. I think.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. We're ready to go. So we love breaking down some film around here. So if you are, if you got a chance to pull up the old YouTube and watch along.
If you're in your car, just pull over, pull off to the side, just pull it up.
Yeah.
If you're at work, tell your boss, I'm watching tape, bruh.
Make sure it's street legal, whatever you're doing out there.
Don't have a DVD player like Flynn had where you could flip a switch and watch it.
Yeah, it can wait. It can wait. You can always catch this later as well.
The text can wait.
The text can wait. So let's go to the film here, and if you're just listening on radio, we're gonna kind of break it down, and Jake's gonna kind of help us kind of talk through this. So here's a really nice play. This is second quarter, 11:39 left. What we do here, you could tell that the LSU offensive staff was expecting a lot of cover 2 because this is a straight cover 2 beater route concept that we're running right here. So we got a little, let's call it a little wide bunch situation out here. So we got 3 receivers to the right in a bunch formation with the middle guys holding the point. And then we have on our X down here, we got a nasty split. What a nasty split means is just the wide receiver is in tight, close to the line of scrimmage. What they're trying to do here is actually get the nasty split, the receiver, to chip on the way out, which, again, I don't love. But a couple of really nice things to watch here on this play. Execution from Van Buren on I believe it's a third down here. So what we got here is a cover 2 beater. So what's going to happen here is you got two safeties. They're split safeties. They're going to get the halves of the field. So Aaron Anderson's going to run basically a snag route. I'm going to call it a snag route. And then the tight end here, Trey Des, is going to come and run an OTB route, or over the ball.
Yeah, it's an OTB route. Yeah.
So what they're going to do, an OTB route's going to hold the Mike linebacker.
That's not off the bench. Although,
Yep.
if you want to call it that.
Off the bench. He's going to run the off the bench route to hold the Mike linebacker. And then the snag route's going to hold the Sam linebacker. And then when the safety gets wide over the top, what we're going to have is basically it's like a glance post or a little rolled in, it's kind of a lazy in route, if you will. That's what we're going to run. So what we're doing here in cover 2, we're holding the Mike linebacker, we're holding the Will linebacker, and hitting a little lazy post, glance post right over the top of that. And it works to perfection. Great call. There's not a lot of beaters for other, if they ran quarters right here, I don't know where you're going with the ball. But it's a perfect cover 2 beater. I've actually never seen this concept. But look, works out to perfection. I don't love this chip down here. But, it is what it is.
God, you can tell that they're so worried about protection issues. And when you have a receiver at the bottom of the formation thinking about chipping an edge rusher, that lets you know just what they think they can't do in protection.
Yep. And I want to show you the second awesome part on this play that I saw. What has LSU's guards and tackles struggled with all season long was blocking up the games, the ETs, where the defensive lineman crosses, where the defensive tackle goes and hits our left tackle, and the defensive end loops underneath. But I want you to watch our left guard and our left tackle right here. Boom.
Yep.
Passed it off. We've been wanting to see this all season long, and we haven't. How many times have we seen this defensive end loop underneath and the guard not get back to him and create issues? Perfect. Blocked up. Amazing. That's awesome job. They've been working on it. And it's perfectly executed here on a big play. When you're down, good execution. I like to see his footwork a little bit better. He's still he's shuffle. His feet aren't matching up.
I don't think you're going to like college quarterbacks' footwork. No matter what tape you watch. It's just because it's not anything that we ever learned.
All right, we got to get back to reality.
By the way, that's a portion of the field that LSU had crime scene tape over for a large portion of the year, almost like they thought they would get arrested if they completed a pass in that portion of the field. So it's so good to see them attack that portion. And you could tell Arkansas was like, oh, they're not going to throw it there.
Yeah.
They're
not going to attack the middle.
They're not going to attack. No, so we can just actually cover from the hash to out of bounds, which in college is not that much. It's not that much room, anyways.
So it was perfectly executed. So let's go down to another play. Now this is you're gonna think I'm highlighting the left tackle here because he does get beat, gives up a bad sack. But I just want to watch a couple things. Again, we're in a nasty split down here, and he's not chipping this defensive end. He's just gonna bluff him like he is. But I want you to watch. So in trying to protect the quarterback with this nasty split from a wide receiver. Okay, we just showed it on the last play where he's chipping the edge rusher, whether it's a defensive end or a backer on the ball. Right here, this is basically, it might be a backer on the ball right here, but he's bluffing him. But he's there to help protection out. But what he does is ends up messing up the entire route concept because we're going to have a deep post right here. We're going to call it like an indie. We call it pin indie. It's basically, you see this, everyone runs this route where he comes over the middle and then he bursts back outside almost to the corner area. Then the backside guy is going to run a deep in cut.
Yeah.
And so the read goes, it's a top down read. So you read the deep post, then to the indie, which is Aaron Anderson, back to the backside dig route. So what happens in trying to protect the quarterback, you get two guys right next to each other.
Yeah.
Because there's that now. Aaron Anderson gets pushed inside a little bit too much, but it's okay. Now this ball, if the left tackle should go to the post. Now Van Buren's footwork is not good enough. His footwork's too fast here that he wouldn't ever see the post or get to it. Left tackle, of course, misses him, but it should be a dig route throw right here. They just get too close. And trying to protect the quarterback, they kind of screw up the route combination.
Yeah.
Because you never want two guys next to each other.
Right.
Of course, you got to make the block and everything, but a couple things to improve. I don't love the nasty split by the receiver. I don't love Van Buren's footwork. Of course, I don't like the block by the left tackle. He whiffed. I got it. That's not really the point of highlighting this play.
And he did. I mean, he didn't get a hand on him.
Yep. Anyhow, maybe come back to reality a little bit.
Yep.
But anyway, all these plays I'm showing, every single pass play almost, there's some sort of extra protection for the quarterback, which is warranted a lot, but then at some points it kind of screws everything else up a little bit. So there you go, just a little education for you. A little bit of the why things happen.
Yeah, some of the route combination stuff, like from like day one of whoever the new offensive coordinator is, like that's going to get. I would assume that's going to get cleaned up because
you gotta unravel some stuff. That's the foundational principles. Like there's route concepts we've run that I've never really seen before.
That's what I'm saying. So it's hard for me to go all in on the paint on the quarterbacks and receivers right now because when I turn on the tape, I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to get done. And that's me saying that. And I understand route concepts pretty well and what are coverage beaters. The man sitting to my left knows them better than anybody I've ever been around. And if I don't notice them, okay, that's a problem. If he doesn't notice them, that's a real issue. And so it's hard for me to really, like I said, just go all in because I'm like that. There has to be a rhyme and a reason for a route combination. Like, and it's got to have different layers to it, and it's got to be on different levels. Like even our flag football teams that we coach, I'll get everybody to run their route, and I'm like, stop. And I'll show, okay, we got this covered, that covered, this covered, that covered. We got all quadrants like are covered. There's somebody in each window because you try to say, hey, whatever coverage you run, one of these routes is going to be a situation where I feel like we can win. I don't see that. I see guys in the same area. I see inside releases on routes you're never supposed to have an inside release. And so that jumbles things up as well.
I see but
it feels like they're almost being coached to do it because everybody does it.
I've already highlighted that our wide receiver room is one of the bright spots of this team because of a lot of the gritty work that they're doing in the trenches and in the blocking scheme and the effort that they're showing. It has been fantastic to see that progression throughout the year. When in a year where the receivers aren't getting the stats they want, the touches they want, the TDs they want, they're not getting all that stuff, but they're still playing hard and doing the things that they're being asked to do to try to win the game in the running game. And blocking out with screens and things like that. And you don't see any bad body language in this receiver room, which is awesome to see.
Yeah.
Because of all the position groups, usually it's the wide receivers that get the bad body language and want the ball.
Oh, yeah. They look like 11 J Cutlers out there sometimes when things aren't going their way, typically for that position group.
And that's the kind of like the alpha mentality you want in a wide receiver. Yeah. Same with a DB. But to Jake's point, when they're running routes and they're running route concepts, sometimes there doesn't seem to be I can't decipher what a route concept's trying to get accomplished.
Right.
And then sometimes they're running routes that it's just like cardinal sin mistakes that they're making. Like you said, inside release on a corner route.
Yeah.
Inside release from the outside when you're supposed to run a fade route and it's cover two. They're inside releasing and bringing the cloud defender into the slot guy. Like I've seen these things. I just showed you an in route at the commercial break, like a deep in route.
Yeah.
Where the guy's running like he's running it like on paper, but he's not pressing. He's not closing the distance between him and the DB to make that guy have to panic and make him make a decision. So he's just sitting on it and covering up. Like there's little things that could help this wide receiver crew improve so much from just getting open. Because a lot of times we're running these concepts and I'm like, I don't understand the point of the concept. And I don't know where I would go with the ball if I was a quarterback. Usually the answer is I'll hit a check down, but our check downs are chipping right now.
Right.
And they're late getting out into their zones. And sometimes they're so late getting out in their zones, they're stacking over the top of a receiver that's an outlet.
Yeah.
And they're letting one defender cover two people. Now, I say that like the coaching staff that is there right this second, they are working with a foundational
for sure.
An offense that foundationally is flawed.
Yes.
So there's only so much you can do. So and what's one thing you're going to do when we just saw Kern get whiffed, right?
Yep.
You got to protect him.
Yeah.
And they're trying to protect him, and I applaud that, and I agree with all that. But you have to. There's a balance there that sometimes when you feel like you're protecting the quarterback, you're actually not protecting the quarterback because you're not giving him any options.
Yeah. It's going back to the old 7-man protection when you're struggling. Actually, 7-man protection invites more problems than it does solutions.
So what they're doing is not what they're being asked to do right now. From a coaching standpoint, is not easy. Like,
not at all.
To create this game plan and create let's protect him, but not protect him.
Because you got to use the foundations that were put into place by Joe Sloan in that, he was the OC.
Yep.
Right. So when you take over on an interim basis, like you can't just install your own terminology, your own verbiage, and things you haven't done just in a bye week. You got to try to make the best of it. And there's plays in the game that we could point to that you're trying to do that. Like you had the one drive where it's like, who's going to throw the pass? And those things were cool. It was like, hey, Juwan Johnson was an all-state quarterback. He's thrown for more yards, I think, than anybody. Taylor, isn't that correct? Didn't he break all the Evangel records? Right? So, hey, if he's going to play running back, how about you let him throw a pass or two? That'd be a nice change of pace. Well, he did, right? And so, like, those are things that you can install moving forward. But as far as the foundation pieces, it is what it is for the most part. You just got to try to make the best of it.
Yeah, you do. And like I just said, it's what they're being asked to do right now is certainly not easy because if there weren't protection issues, one-on-one pass protection issues all season, then of course you don't get those chips and those thumps that we're talking about. Now, it's a good changeup to have. I just don't think you can be relying on it. And I watched this film from this past weekend. It's like every play. And again, I'm not saying I would have done anything different. I would, it's tough going into the game because I'm sure in practice, like you get the thump and the guy gets out into the right spot. True. You know what I mean? And the timing doesn't look too bad. But anyway, overall though, we made some plays.
Typically,
made enough.
Typically, for what you're saying though, like if you do what they're doing as far as making sure you're helping, it's because you're going against a Von Miller. And you're like, Von Miller's not going to beat us this week.
Right.
We're going to make sure wherever Von Miller is, then we have presence. Like we either chip or we give body presence, and then we get like typically you'll do that for like an elite edge rusher. We got to affect him. He can't be like Arkansas doesn't really have that. Like again, they were playing their Mike backer on the edge because they felt like they had an advantage, and he's the one that got the sack there, so I understand it. But typically, like you only have that point of emphasis as much as they did when you have an elite rusher.
And what were you taught when you were a chipper? I know what we taught was basically if you see color, you chip.
Yes.
Now, if the defensive end or linebacker on the rush, if he rushes head up or inside, you
get on your route.
You get out on your route. If basically it's like if there's meat there, hit it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Every tackle liked it a little bit different. So you had to make sure you had that conversation. Marcus McNeil, who a lot of y'all remember, he played at Auburn, was an incredible player. He's like, dude, give presence, but don't touch my guy. Give presence, but do not touch him. Don't knock me off my block.
Right.
I had Jeremy Clary, who was our right tackle. He played at K-State. He was like, oh, my God, please help. All right. Anytime you can hit him, please do it. Like he wanted
get a hand on him at
so
least.
You had to remember like your tackles and what their preference was because like they had their way of doing things, and so they wanted to make sure that you were on the same page.
And a lot of times it's like I don't want you to push him in unless it's at the line of scrimmage. Like a lot of times they didn't want to run him back from like if they'd already set and made contact with the defensive end rushing, they didn't want to run him back coming in and pushing him in.
Yeah,
because they'd already set their they'd want to hit him go straight forward. So basically it was like if you see a rib, break it. If you see an armpit, take it.
Yeah.
That was basically like the coaching strategy. But if you didn't, you're out on your route concept. You're not trying to look for work. If it's there, take it.
And if you want to see the GOAT at running back chips, go watch Joseph Adai film, and that will give you everything that you need to know. All right, we got to take a break. We'll do it now. More OTB when we come back here live from the Raising Cane studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com. That is the website for Pelican Roofing in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge, boots on the ground. Both locations, not driving back and forth on the basin just because they have one location. They have offices in both. They're always doing big things in the local communities there as well. They just finished up with their Veteran Day roof giveaway, always doing incredible stuff like that. They did it for Mother's Day. They did it for Veterans Day, always doing big things in the community. And as far as your roof, you can see, well, the work that they do on their homepage. You can also see the 5-star reviews on Google, on Facebook, on Yelp, right there on the homepage. I mean, truly unmatched roofing experience when you work with Pelican Roof and PelicanRoof.com.
Yeah, the cruelest and the meanest place on planet Earth is the interwebs. But guess what? Interwebs gives them a 5-star review. 5 out of 5. So go see them. If you have a job, if you have a big job, small job, whatever it is, the best roofing company in Louisiana, PelicanRoof.com.
Before I came up in the game, nobody show me love. They see me in the club and used to treat me like a scrub. They wouldn't holler cause my dollars wasn't swollen up. I bet they changed their mind when them 84.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Moose, nice job, sir.
All right.
Nice job. Oh, deep cut here. I like this.
Thank you.
Well done, sir. Who says you're not a morning person?
Look at that.
You're awake and everything.
I was about to say.
He does.
Yeah, I was about to say
think
me
Moose says that.
me
Straight
says
from him.
that, and everybody actually I think says that.
Hey, look. When I first started this show, you were the producer, and I thought you did well every morning.
Thank you, I appreciate that, Jake.
Did your eyes look like you were still wanting to be in bed? Maybe so. But your heart told a different story.
Heart was in it.
That's right.
Always is.
Your actions speak so loud, I can't hear what you're saying.
That's right. You said it, man. You said it. All right. LouisianaSports.net and 104.5 ESPN are teaming up to send you to the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Enter now for your chance to win 2 tickets to the big game in New Orleans on Thursday, January the 1st, plus a 2-night stay in the city and $200 in expenses. Don't miss it. Head to LouisianaSports.net/contest to enter. We'll announce the winner on Monday, December the 8th. There we go. Big opportunity. It's a game that I get to cover every single year. It is one of my absolute favorites. The Sugar Bowl does like everything the right way. So that is a cool deal. LouisianaSports.net and the station are doing. Again, go check that out. LouisianaSports.net/contest.
Hell yeah.
All right, one of the things we haven't really talked about, and sometimes us as offensive players, maybe we start to watch the offense first before we get to the defense. But the job that this defense did for LSU against Arkansas after the first drive, and the first drive, a lot of times it's like a prize fight, right? Yeah. You're just kind of taking their jab a little bit. You're trying to figure out, okay, how hard does this guy punch? Okay, all right, cool. I got it figured out now. Let me make my adjustments. And again, Arkansas, bad football team. Arkansas offense, really good. One of the best statistically in the country. Certainly one of the best in the Southeastern Conference. And Blake Baker in this defense, they hold Arkansas to 15 points because obviously the block punt touchdown was the other 7.
So Petrino's a really good coach, right?
Oh,
really good offensive coach. He put on a master class of the first 15. An absolute master class. It was dynamic. It was it had purpose to it. It was look over here, I go over here, let's power it here. It was an absolute masterclass of the first 15. But once they got past that first 15, of course LSU kind of lucked out on a fumble too when they pitched it. We got a fumble in that first 15, so it kind of got them out of rhythm there. But man, I was watching that game. I think I texted y'all too. I was like, oh my God, this first 15 script for Petrino is incredible.
Yeah.
So that was one of the reasons. But once they got kind of past that scripted portion of the game, like Baker and the crew, they kind of settled into it. Absolutely best performance of the year, certainly.
I thought it was multiple guys that did a lot of things. And Harold Perkins Jr. was, we kind of joked about it, Arkansas hates to see that guy coming. They should, because, he has played well against them really his entire career. Even going back to when he was a young player, he kind of won the game by himself.
Right. They hurt him.
4 sacks in
They hurt
in
him as a child, I think.
Yeah, somebody along the way certainly did. And so for LSU's defense to hold that offense to 15 points, that is an incredible day at the office. And it's not like you went out there and, did anything that you haven't really done all season long. You didn't have these crazy exotic looks. You ran your defense. And so it was their best against your best, and you just had the better day. You made the plays. Harold Perkins had a great interception, right? There was the fumble, and that's a self-inflicted one, but you get that, you take advantage, and you have them inside the 10-yard line multiple times where they don't come away with points. And to go after one-on-one against Mansour Delane, that's a choice.
Certainly a choice.
That's they
I just watched that play on film too. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, they lined it up to go against him. It was almost like they were just going to go left regardless. I'm probably not going to go against the guy that's going to be in the conversation to win the Thorpe. I'm probably not going to try to single coverage him and make a play, a back shoulder fade against that guy, because he saw it coming. He's like, yeah, I'll take this. Thank you.
Yep.
You're really testing me right now?
It was a great play because they singled him up, and Mansour played outside shoulder.
Yep.
And so it made him try to inside release a fade route because he didn't want to press a DB that was outside shoulder on him. And he had the confidence enough to where if he was running an inside running route, that he could still trail him and make the play. But like, yeah, he expected the fade come and made the guy go inside, which you never want to go inside on a fade route in the red zone. Then he kind of gave up on the ball. Great play. I mean, yeah, it's certainly a choice to attack him one-on-one, but the classic, like Petrino, old school coach, like we're gonna run our offense. I don't care who they got out there. We're gonna run our offense. We're gonna set it up. All right, yeah, we're to the boundary. Absolutely, this is what we do. If we were on the right hash, we do it to the other side.
Right.
We're on the left hash. Classic. Interception. Oh, how about I thought one of the play of the games was the quarterback sneak stop.
Oh yeah.
What? Who was it?
I thought Guillory kind of blew
it up.
Yeah,
it was Guillory. Yeah. Like he headlocked him. It was like the way that's how you stop a tush push.
Yeah.
That's how you stop a quarterback sneak. Just come over the top.
Yeah.
And put him in a headlock.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I thought that was one of the plays of the game.
Yeah, and
you never see a defensive tackle from a tackle position go over the top. You see the linebackers sometimes come over the top, sort of scrape over the top and do that. But for a big boy to do it.
Jacobian Guillory's certainly had his best year to date in an LSU uniform.
I thought he played fantastic.
The job that Kyle Williams has done with what he's been given in the interior of the defensive line. Remember, he's not the entire D-line. He's just the interior. So he's the defensive tackles. And really, I would say with what Blake wants to get done to what Bo Diddley was recruiting, they typically don't match up. Like Bo Davis wanted bigger space eaters, and I think you need something a little bit different. And so you go get a good one out of the transfer portal who's played well. But Jacobian Guillory's by far played his best football in an LSU uniform this year. I think Kyle's doing a hell of a job with that unit. And, my hope is that Kyle's right back here next year, regardless of who the coach is. You've got some dogs coming in this recruiting class at that position that are way more the body type that they're looking for. And I don't know who the coach is going to be. None of us know. But when you look at this defensive staff, the improvement that they've made, and you just saw like a game plan against a running quarterback that looks like it was a little bit different. And you kind of wonder, okay, well, what were some of the limitations there prior to that?
Yep.
And so.
Yeah, I don't know who the coach is going to be. There would certainly be an indictment if they didn't look strong and hard at keeping a good handful of the defensive coaching staff together. And I think it would start with Kyle Williams, Corey Raymond, Blake Baker. I don't want to not single out everybody else, but those are the ones that come to the top of my head, certainly.
Jay Golson's done a great job with the safeties. We talked about Tamarcus Cooley. We talked about A.J. Hossey, right? Jay Golson's the safety coach.
Yep, big old bright spot this year.
I think the defensive staff had a great game plan against a really good, talented offense. And like Matt said, a great play caller as well. Bobby Petrino's a lot of things. Some good.
Not a great motorcycle driver.
Some bad, right? One thing he can do is call an offensive ball game. And 15 points, a guy that had been running around on everybody, didn't run around on LSU. He had one draw play. I thought it was a really great performance and a good game plan. We even saw the return of the old Maryland Eye blitz that they did a year ago. Hadn't seen that, and they did it. And so, yeah, saw a little bit of everything in this one.
Yep. So what did we say? 3 turnovers, goal line stand.
Missed field goal.
You
win by 1.
Win by 1, baby. Let's go.
But you get a dub.
Tiger football.
You get a dub. And, by the way, last thing on the defense before we take a break, you've done this without your best overall player in Whit Weeks in the middle of your defense.
Certainly.
And
you've
had some guys fill in. You've had some guys fill in the athletic ability of what you had to what you have now, not on the same page, obviously. And so they've had to try to play without their best player in the middle of the defense. And it's been a bright spot for a year that has not been great.
Well, let's also give some credit where credit is due here. Overall best player on defense. I don't know if Witt is the best player on defense at this point with the way Mansour and AJ are playing.
That's true, yeah.
The heart and soul of that defense,
for sure.
Certainly. But Mansour, he's played himself into a high first round.
He was a third-team All-ACC guy, so a good player.
Are you serious?
His third-team ACC.
ACC's got some studs on defense,
right? So he was a good player, but what Corey Raymond and this staff have unlocked in him, like the full potential, like what? Just a great example they can use now in the transfer portal. Hey, you were third-team All-ACC. You came here, now you're going to be a top 20 draft choice. Right? Even an older player, you can sell development with this defensive staff. So, look, it's my hope that whoever the next head coach is looks at that, says, hey, let's keep some continuity. here because remember last time, like when BK came in, like everything hit reset, everything started, like everybody in the building, not just on the staff. And so familiar faces, guys that recruits know, guys that the current players obviously have a great relationship with as well. And I mean, even things like maybe a Whit Weeks comes back if Blake Baker and this staff are back. So
yeah, you sure hope you don't get in a situation. We just went through a situation where a coach came in and said, "No, I don't care about what's been. I'm going to do it my way." You would think that you'd like to have a coach that comes in with the mentality like, what is work? There's something that's working that's really great here. Let's maintain the things that work and change the things that don't.
A couple things inside the chat here by U4 chat. How about Petrino's failed toss dive? Yeah, you don't come to LSU and try to toss dive on us.
That's our play. Me? That's our play.
If anybody is going to ever toss dive, it's LSU. Or at least that's the way that it used to be. Yeah, completely disagree with Sweet G LSU. Please don't say Weeks their best player. Guy will play teams at the next level at best.
Bro. Come on, dude.
Oh, really? Tell me more. That's just not factual. Look, you can argue best player because like Delane and Halsey have been playing incredible. Like Matt said, like certainly the heart and soul. To say he's a teams player at the next level, that's just completely false. He's going to play.
Well, everybody is a teams player. Like he'll play some special
teams.
True.
Like at the next level, like
but he won't be a special team specialist.
No, that's no. The guy's athletic, quick to the punch, great rushing the passer as well. Good in coverage. Yeah, that's just completely false, and it's fine. It's your opinion, but I'm just telling you.
But it's okay to say he's not the best player on the defense because of the emergence of Montour Delane.
Yes,
and AJ Halsey too.
Yeah, I've had too many scouts ask me about Whit Weeks to think that he's just a teams player.
Not good there.
But it'd be great if he could come back. I'll tell you that. Hey, you want to play with Zach? Your brother got a lot of things. Hey, NIL's going to be great for Whit Weeks. Just saying.
Somebody's also asking, does Halsey have the speed to play at the next level? There's a place in the NFL for Halsey.
Oh, think about like your favorite position, star. Like there's some NFL teams that love to run the star, like a true star position, like a kind of a.
They don't call it star.
They don't call it star, but it's kind of like a backer safety mix. Like the Broncos, that's one of their key positions. Oh yeah, Halsey will play. Halsey will definitely play.
You know what position that Cam Chancellor played? I was in Seattle. You know what position he played? Safety. There you go. Wasn't a star. They just called him a safety.
Rover.
Wait, what did Alabama call this?
Oh my gosh, wolf. They had a wolf position. Oh, they had another was wolf and something else.
Terrible.
Oh my gosh, I can't.
Wolfie.
Can't believe. I'll have to figure it out. All right, we are going to take a break. More OTB when we come back your way here live from the Raising Cane's studio.
Off the bench.
All right, go Tommy's.
Hey, old Tommy's.
GEAUX, Tommy's with a Y.com, go Tommy's.com. Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding. When you go to Tommy's Windows, Doors, and Siding, you'll clearly see the difference. Check out the testimonials of past clients right there on the homepage. What about the gallery of work, things they've done here in the area? But always remember, if you don't see it there on the gallery, it's okay because they can customize your job. Whatever you've kind of dreamed up in your mind for your space, have Tommy and the team come out, take a look at it, and you'll come up with a plan together to get it all figured out. That's why they win awards every single year, year after year after year. Go to GoTommys.com.
Yeah, if you got a project that's about to get kicked off or currently underway, do you want to work with a window company that doesn't have awards? Or do you want to work with a company that's got awards every single year for being the best in the business? Go to GoTommys.com. That's GEAUX, Tommys.com. Windows, doors, siding. You will clearly see the difference when you work with Tommy and the crew. GoTommys.com.
In the club with my homies, trying to get a little down on the low key. She know how it feels. I saw the shorty, she was checking it for me.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
Okay. Remix.
All right. I don't know why I bleep that out. It's always a great time to go for Dose. It was a tailgating weekend, and so it was good to see the double X's out there at the tailgates. You've got another home game coming up, and this time you get a little bit more time to get hydrated. So now is a great time. Tomorrow's a great time. It's always a great time to go for Dos. Grab an ice cold Dos Equis today. What was
Am I
that?
getting better at my sound effects?
I'm here.
Or worse?
Solid. It's pretty solid.
That's probably the same. Same guy, 40. I'm not going to improve in my sound effects.
Well, it started out strong.
Actually, no. You can always improve. Constant and never-ending self-improvement is the way I live my life. What's wrong? What's so funny?
That wasn't me laughing. That was Taylor. You know what? Arkansas is probably disappointed that they didn't get the victory in Tiger Stadium. They didn't get to load up the old golden boot and drive it back up to Fayetteville, Arkansas.
You think it would have sat first class?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, they have that in a different spot than we do. I promise you that. I promise
We
you
got
that.
it under the plane. They got it in first class.
They got it in first class with a seatbelt on.
Might be co-pilot.
It might. It just might be. So as bad as they're feeling after a 1-point loss, you know who feels worse? South Carolina.
Oh, my gosh.
Why? Because they were up 30-3 going into halftime, and Shane Beamer was hyping up the crowd there at Kyle Field as they went into
the
locker room. And
you would normally think, what was the record going into that game?
I don't even.
It was really bad record.
I think it was 3-6.
3-6. So you would think that, like, going into the number 3 team in the country, going onto their home field and losing by 1 point, you would think normally that wouldn't be a fireable offense, but it was a fireable offense.
Shane Beamer put on a masterclass of how to blow a big lead. Way too conservative.
So what was the stat that was that they showed on television? I got it pulled up here. It was teams in the SEC, in SEC play since 2004, teams are 0-286 when trailing by 27-plus points. 0 wins, 286 losses in SEC play when trailing by 27-plus points. That means they don't win very often. But they won that game. And so you can say all you want about, like, the heart of the champion, which is wildly impressive what A&M did. Like, to be able to overcome that, let's give them all of the flowers because they deserve all the flowers. They played awful. Marcel played terrible early on. They played out. They were trying to do things that they don't normally try to do. And South Carolina played their best half of football. And so give them all their flowers, but my God, a team cannot just go and win it down by 27 in one half. The other team has to absolutely lose it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they should feel great about it. But it is a absolutely fireable offense to lose a game when up by 30-3 at halftime.
Yeah.
Fireable.
You got to find a way. So
now you're 3-7.
You got to run the football. You got to run in quarterback. Like you got to start from the very get-go. Hey, we're going to control this clock, and this is just how we're going to play this game. You can't lose that game.
Dude.
Like, and I know Shane Beamer's buyout is a big one, certainly for South Carolina. And I love Shane. Shane's always been great to me. He's great to come on the afternoon show with me. Great dude. And he's had some good moments. Last year, they were almost a playoff team. But, man, when you lose a 30-3 lead like that, and then the optics of you going into halftime and pumping up the opposing crowd, it's just a tough look to come back from.
It's a tough look. And, just like you, I really like him. I heard him. He was the biggest takeaway for me from SEC Media Days, just being impressive, just talking and hearing his confidence and hearing the way he spoke. And I was like, man, that's a guy I could play for sure. Like that guy gets it. He's good. The way he speaks is great. But after that game, I was like, oh yeah, I'll be doing a eulogy Monday. That's how strongly I felt about it. You just can't. That can't happen. But you know what? The benefactors is A&M. Good for y'all. You get to stay number 3 in the country.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
They're this close, guys.
That's one of the.
It's coming. It's coming.
Do you think so? I mean, they're still pretty damn good. They just played really bad.
It's going to happen. They're coming.
Everybody runs a stinker. Like, you always, as good teams, you always want that, like, there's a get-right game every year. Like, it's the rude awakening. Like, we had that game. That's that learning moment. And you always hope that you just come out on top of that game and it doesn't ruin your season. Well, was that A&M's game that they were like, all right, bring us back to reality. humble us a little bit. Let's learn from this. We're still really good. Usually
It's the
teams
second
lose
one.
that type of game. Yeah.
And they
Who's
let that
their-
Arkansas team put 42 on them, beat them by 3 in overtime.
Well, Arkansas is a great team. LSU's just really great.
That's what it must be.
All right. Well, you're not doing a eulogy there for
Yeah, a little
Shane
disappointing.
Beamer.
This is our first week in a while.
But no, actually, when we come back, I'll tell you which eulogy you will be doing in hour number 3. And I'll tell you right here on O2B.
Off the bench.
That's right. Get it ready.
gotta
Go to
write fast.
boudreauxelectrical.com. Go to the website, and when you go there, remember, top right corner, get that free Generac quote. All you got to do is click on that, get it all scheduled up. Or if you can pick up the phone on the North Shore, 985-397-1562. In the greater Baton Rouge area, 225-300-9389. So 2 different numbers there on the North Shore in the greater Baton Rouge area. And when you call those numbers, you have them come out, you get more power, you get more protection, and you also get the ultimate peace of mind. So during the holidays, if the power goes out, don't worry, because you're going to have power with that whole home generator.
That's right. I can't think of a better thing to ask Santa for this year than peace of mind. How about that? Peace of mind for your entire house. So why don't you, for the holidays, before the cold snaps get here, before rogue snowstorms hit South Louisiana like they did last year, make sure you got that home protected with a whole home generator. Go to their website, boudreauxelectrical.com. Click the big red button to request a free Generac quote today. boudreauxelectrical.com.
Question like Jock, where you stay? Tell them college ball, where the chop call. Eat 20 grand, spend a grand at the bar. Just about his own. J's on my feet, I'm on that Patron.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Just for the freaks. Catch me in the hood, posted at the stove. Twiddling my lap on the phone, counting dough. If your girl choose.
All right, welcome back here off the bench. Closing up hour 2. And Jake and I, we want to welcome in a brand new partner to Off the Bench. Welcome back. I guess it's not brand new, it's welcome back. Rejuvamete Medical, rejuvametemedical.com. Over, 11 locations here in Louisiana, 1 in Mississippi. So, men, we are talking straight to you. Testosterone replacement therapy, HRT, if you will, if that's what you want to call it. If you're got a little low energy, low libido, just want to get a better version of yourself, feel a little bit younger out there. Also got GLP-1s if you want to shed a few pounds out there. Peptides for overall health. That's kind of what I want to get into. I want to get into the peptide game. Overall health. We're 40 now, bud. I had the back injury. I'm going to check out those peptides. Faux show. So check it out. First appointment is $249.99. This includes a full hormone panel and many other labs. So
yeah, which we got scheduled.
Yeah,
Can't
we
wait
got
to go
scheduled.
over there and get it all done.
Yeah, we're going to be all in over there at Rejuvamete. So fired up to welcome them back here at Off the Bench. RejuvameteMedical.com.
All right.
Fired up. Peptides, baby.
I am very fired. I'm glad to have them back on the team. Certainly somebody we've enjoyed working with for a long time. Well, somebody's not going to be working for the Pelicans anymore.
Who?
Speaking of working, Willie Green, head coach. He gone.
Fired.
Yeah, and look, this is overdue, obviously. The Pelicans have played 13 games this year, and they've already had 2 different losing streaks, one of 5 games and one of 6 games. That's right. 13 games played. They've already had 2 different losing streaks, 1 5 games, 1 6 games, and only 13 games played. Had to happen. Just had to. Should have happened probably a long time ago. I'm not saying you're the most talented team in the world, but you've got too much talent to play as bad as you are. I mean, you're 2-11. 2-11 already on this year. And you've got some exciting rookies. I mean, Fears and Queen are good rookies. Like they've got some promise to them. And you add that with Trey Murphy and Herb Jones and some of the other pieces you have. Zion, and you can never count on when he's going to be on the court. But I'm not saying you should be the best team in the NBA by any means, but you had too much talent on the roster to play as poorly as you were. Taylor, that's an interesting choice of picture.
He's getting his tears wiped, guys.
Why is he crying?
I don't know. I just thought it was appropriate.
I can't remember a moment where Willie Green should have that kind of emotion.
What's that movie with Will Ferrell when they hug all strange? Is that Step Brothers?
Step Brothers,
Step Brothers
yeah.
when they
Yeah.
hugs-
They've never done anything like that before.
It looks like that scene. Oh, it's fun.
Can y'all think of a moment where Willie Green should have had a tear wiped from his eye?
No, they didn't have any playoff series
Maybe
wins.
Zion went down again. Something.
No. I mean, if there's ever an emotion that he knows too well to be upset about, it'd be that.
Is there too much crying in sports?
Yes.
Question needs to be asked, I feel like.
Have you ever cried, win or lose?
No.
Me neither.
Not on the field, at least.
No. Are you
That's probably more appropriate.
It was what you said you did in the locker room after beating the Cowboys, maybe? Like happy tears?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an emotional ride for me. I'd got cut by the Raiders, been traded from Seattle, came back and beat the Cowboys.
Beat the Cowboys. Team you grew
whole
up,
fam
yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good emotional one. Not
Yeah,
on the field.
no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, but not on the field.
The question needs to be asked: is there too much crying in sports right now? I get it. Like, you got to be in touch with your emotional self, your inner you. Things that people want people to be passionate, but I'm just asking the question. I'm not saying that there is.
No, I don't.
There's just a lot. I feel like there's a lot of it.
Yeah. No, I don't. I can't think of a scenario where
I still think about to this day Tebow crying on the field after those
a regular
season
season loss.
A regular season loss, and like it was emotional for him, and I get that. And that's great. But like it was so uncommon that that still sticks out.
Yeah. He also cried when he gave that speech, like, "No team in America is going to play as hard as we are right now. We'll never."
That speech is memorialized.
It is. Is it a plaque or is it a?
It's on
like
it's on the ground.
It's on the ground.
Yeah, I think so.
That was like on the side of the building.
No, you don't walk on that.
Maybe
speech,
it is.
I thought it was on the
Can't be
side of the
ground.
building as you walk into like the football facility.
It's fun.
That's you don't walk on that speech. You
Yeah.
take selfies by that one.
Yeah.
Cool.
Is the Pelican season already over?
Classic
After
Florida.
13
It's on the
games?
side of the building. You're at.
It's over, man.
It's over. Yeah,
It's over.
It really was over before it started. But it's
But like,
I mean, you know,
again,
it's
they're
how
not
it
the
is,
most
man.
talented roster, but they shouldn't be as bad as they are.
That's fair. No, I mean,
they
you're
actually
right.
drafted
Coach,
well.
Yes, you got too much talent. Again, like you should be like at least in the conversation of playoff. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, see,
There
it
we
is
go.
on the side of the building.
If not the playoff, to
promise.
play in.
Yeah, play in something.
It's something. Yeah.
The promise. Yeah. What is that? Just basic red brick?
It looks like it's like behind
font
the
is
corner
that?
of a building.
Yeah, what font is that?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like the most basic font you can find on Microsoft Word.
the Jester?
What's it white? I've never seen a white sign like that.
Yeah.
Like,
why is it not orange and blue?
Yeah.
Like it feels like
Team
you know,
colors or something.
something.
Like,
there.
at least make it like more metallic. If you're going to
Also,
go with
that's
like a
the
neutral
main
color.
road behind it. I would imagine it looks like it's like behind the corner of a building. Like, is this thing hidden?
They still grab newspapers too out of newspaper bins?
I don't know. All right, we got a lot
Wow.
coming in hour
Cool.
number
Get your
3. We got
jorts out.
weekend winners. We got Devin Snow. We got a eulogy for a fallen brother. We have all that coming your way in hour number 3.
Off the bench.